I'm 19 years old, I don't want to work a job, so I get the amazing but not so original idea to start an online business. First step, I got to get to studying. I'm spending days on the computer, watching tutorial after tutorial, interview after interview, and now the time has officially came. I think I am ready. It is time to start. All right, so day one, the first thing I do is wake up at 5 a.m., clock in, trade, workout, and go to sleep. Day two, wake up at 5 a.m., trade, workout, go to sleep. If for some reason you think day three is going to be any different, it's not, because when day three came around, I woke up at 5 a.m., clocked in, traded, worked out, and then I went to sleep. This is entrepreneurship. You can really only go through it so much times before you realize it's basically just a job. As a kid, I thought what I wanted to do with my life is be an entrepreneur. But the reality is I sucked at business, and what I really wanted to do was make art. When I was a kid, I was an artist. I loved to draw. I was good. I was really good. And everyone always told me so. And the best thing about it is I never had to force myself. It was something I willingly woke up and did every single day. Ideas constantly flowed out of me. In my mind, I was the second coming of Picasso. I love creating new universes with their own characters and own separate set of styles. I was a kid that was really into Skylanders, Lego, Pokemon at the time. In my mind, those were my competition. So I would constantly create these universes I thought would take out these franchises. Every time I created these worlds in my mind, Pokemon was gonna be no more, Yu-Gi-Oh was gonna be no more, and mine was gonna be the only one left standing. But eventually I ended up quitting drawing. Why? Hold on, let me explain this. I love this quote from Kanye West where he says,
I always felt like I could do anything. That's the main thing people are controlled by. Thoughts, their perception of themselves. They're slowed down by their perception of themselves. If you're taught you can't do anything, you won't do anything. I was taught I could do everything.
and the reason why I love that quote is not because I was taught I could do anything. In fact, for me, it's the opposite. I was never told that drawing was gonna be something I can pursue. I was told to go to school, I was told that drawing isn't cool. At first, this is just noise, but over time, it actually starts to infect your mind. Eventually, it wasn't just the outside world telling me these things. My own mind started saying, you will never make money with this. Girls like cool guys, and cool guys do not draw. So I gave up my passion for the chance to be cool. All those thought patterns stuck with me. They were so deeply embedded into my mind that over time, I stopped realizing that I was constantly trying to be cool. It started to feel like cool was just what I was, and I couldn't help the fact that I was fresh to death. I lived in this mindset of being cool for years, and why would I stop? I was constantly validated. And I think part of chasing entrepreneurship for me was knowing that I was gonna be validated a lot more if I decided to do that instead of being an artist. The most respected men are businessmen, so I must become a businessman too. Entrepreneurship is big boy stuff. Why would anyone make fun of me for that? But then you really start to think and you're like, why do I need respect from other men so I can do more business? I've only been on this planet for 21 years and I'm already fed up with people's opinions and how liked and respected I am. I have spent the last 2 years devoting my life to day trading crypto. And don't get me wrong, crypto is one of the coolest things to me conceptually, but this isn't really the lifestyle I longed for when I was a kid. So this is me saying I'm done. I'm fed up. Burn it all down. I was taught I can only do limited things, but I will not let that stop me from thinking I can do anything. Recently, I've decided that I'm going to be taking my artistic instinct into filmmaking. Lately, I've been seeing so much cool videos on Instagram from filmmakers, and I thought, what the hell, man, let's just give it a shot. This is only my second video where I'm practicing filmmaking, doing the color grading, the sound design, everything. And already so far, it's been so much fun. If I'm being honest, I'll probably never be as good as like real filmmakers out there, which is honestly fine because that's not even why I decided to practice filmmaking. I spent 3 years trying my hardest to fit into the shoes of an entrepreneur. However, after finally picking up the camera and diving into filmmaking, I'm finally starting to feel something I haven't felt in years. I finally feel like an artist again. Fucking dead, bro. What is that? What is that?